Protests continue to grip this country in response to George Floyd's death. Thousands converged on downtown Los Angeles, and after violence here over the weekend, this time their call for change was peaceful. Nighttime curfews remain in place here, as well as in New York and Washington, D.C. In Minneapolis, where all this began, anger gave way to cheers at the news that former police officer Derek Chauvin is to face a more serious murder charge. And at the news that the 3 other officers involved in Mr. Floyd's death have now been arrested. They stand accused of aiding and abetting his murder.
When have you ever known that happen, really?
America's response to the recent unrest here has unnerved even some in his own party. And now his former Defense Secretary, James Mattis, is voicing...
You can do anything behind closed doors, make it look as though they're being arrested and being jailed and all that business, and they'll just be shipped off to another country to live happily ever after.
He's the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people, does not even pretend to try. Instead, tries to divide us. Donald Trump responded promptly. Probably the only thing Barack Obama and I have in common, he tweeted, is that we both had the honor of firing James Mattis, the world's most overrated general.
I see limitless potential that deserves to flourish and thrive, and you should be able to learn and make mistakes and live a life of joy.
I think when you've been a president, and you're no longer president, you should be fucked off completely not to be on TV again.
As tragic as these past few weeks
at the right fucking crisis, they always have to raise the fucking ugly heads, don't they? Just same as they do in UK.
They've also been
Gordon Brown and Tony Blair always have to stick the fucking hooters in.
Awakened.
Right now I think the nation needs law and order, because you have a bad group of people out there, and they're using George Floyd, and they're using a lot of other people to...
We should actually have fucking disorder.
We do, and we have it totally
but on the basis of what the fucking lockdown was.
...are due to gather in Minneapolis on Thursday for a memorial service in his honour.
Oh no, but no one can rise for that. They fucking rise. They rise over a fucking supposed black man being murdered, which is bad.
And we'll be talking more about
nobody should be murdered. Every life matters.
Floyd's death soon. But before that, the UK will host the global...
But everyone should have risen
underway today. More than 50 countries
worldwide over the lockdown
to play their part in what's been called the most essential shared endeavour of our lifetimes. The aim is to raise around £6 billion to immunise hundreds of millions of children against deadly diseases. The video conference is being hosted by Boris Johnson, who will call for a new era of global health cooperation. Well, the UK government will also hold a video conference with aviation industry officials to discuss its coronavirus quarantine plan. South America continues to be the current epicentre of the outbreak. Brazil has suffered a record number of daily deaths, with more than 1,300 people dying from the virus. And research in the UK found that more than half the population struggled with sleep during the lockdown. 40% of people also reported having more vivid dreams.
Fucking understandable.
From Westminster is our assistant political
when have we ever been fucking told stay in his houses against his will, as though we're in fucking prison? Committed a crime for a crime what we never did.
Clearly there are concerns in many countries that there is going to be a scramble.
I can admit to having many sleepless nights myself. Thinking about what the fucking what the hell am I living in, this fucking hellhole?
At the same time. So what is the
that's quite understandable.
To do to actually bring about changes in that area?
Well, I think
plus all the lies from the government.
A global response and build some impetus and get some cash behind the search for a vaccine. But you're right, there is a concern.
Still banging on about the vaccine.
The vaccine is finally developed. It will be the wealthy
still going on about the vaccine,
that have access to the vaccine, and in poorer parts of the world they won't. But the concern of scientists
can't be fully out of lockdown till you roll your sleeve up and get that shot, folks.
Unless you provide safeguards to all countries, it's simply sooner or later...
Shove your fucking vaccine up your ass, a lot of you.
To focus minds
and especially you, Mr. Gates.
There is a global push to develop a vaccine, but also to try and make sure that when it is available, it is not confined.
Why should we need a vaccine when you look around you, folks?
lots of countries, of course, grappling as well as with testing.
You people in the UK, look around you. How many people have you seen dropping dead in front of your eyes?
Emerge from this pandemic sooner rather than later.
How many people do you know who had the coronavirus?
Tourism to air travel. What
Personally,
is the UK saying about
nobody.
its quarantine plans due to come in from the beginning of next week?
And you need a vaccine for that, do you?
The UK is in many ways unique because large parts of Europe are now beginning to ease their restrictions on travel and tourism. Some tourism ministers encouraging people to come back and visit their holiday hotspots. In Britain, the opposite appears to be happening because we are now imposing from Monday a mandatory 14-day quarantine for people arriving in the UK.
They've even said it's fucking mandatory.
Including from Conservative MPs who feel it will deliver
New law, you can't have sex
and indeed to the holiday
with anybody outside of your household.
And what is striking is the revolt, if you like, is being led by some of the...
I mean, this government is taking their piss, isn't it? Going too fucking far.
Former Prime Minister Theresa May, and their argument, bluntly, is not just the damage...
I think that what they mean is you're only allowed to have sex with your partner, you're not allowed to have flirts and flings.
At the peak of the pandemic, why on earth is it imposing...
And you're fucked if you're a free agent.
...beginning to tail off, but this morning we've heard from government ministers resolutely defending the policy, amongst them the cabinet.
Well, all those doggers are knackered, aren't they?
The spread of the virus within the communities here in the UK is much lower than it was. It's got to a lower level.
No more dogging.
It continues to be lower, and that's
well, what that'll make it be is more excitement, won't it?
As Patrick Vance was out,
if you're a dogger,
there's higher community transmission.
Makes it all the more exciting because people actually get kicks out of their frill of getting caught.
And much more negligible. As our rates are now much
with it being law, it's going to be more of a frill.
Forward, it has a much bigger impact. That's why we're bringing this in.
Now the government has promised to keep the policy under review in the next date. For the
what a fucking joke, innit, eh? This government. Who the fuck thought that up?
It seems to be quite possible that this policy will have to be shelved well before then.
Illegal to have sex.
Thank you very much. Norman Smith,
with anybody outside of your family.
Let's recap the headlines for you now on BBC News. And a German sex offender has been identified as a prime suspect in the disappearance of the British girl Madeleine McCann.
You want to learn stuff about this Madeleine McCann? Go to Richard D. Hall's website. There's a lot of stuff on there. Documented stuff that he's researched about Madeleine McCann.
Protests sweeping the United States.
Rich Planet.
Duchess of Sussex speaks of her own experience of racism in the wake.
I think it's richplanet.com. Richard D. Hall.
Let's return now to the United States and the continued outrage over the death of African-American George Floyd at the hands of police. As we heard earlier, President Trump's former Defense Secretary James Mattis has denounced the president as divisive and expressed his support for the...
Seen some videos where they're claiming this George Floyd death was hoaxed and he wasn't really murdered, but I'm not really on the side of that because the video I saw clearly did look like he couldn't move his head when the knee was in his neck.
And I'm also joined by Dr. Julie Norman, a political analyst at University College London, who is supporting Joe Biden. Thank you both very much.
This is the problem when you've got
we appreciate you coming
people
along to talk to us about this.
Claiming everything's a conspiracy theory.
First of all, that attack from former Defence Secretary James Mattis.
There is truly things that go on out there what are
Defence Secretary saying there's no need for the President to talk about invoking the Insurrection Act and
then you get folk
out onto the streets
planting the wrong seeds.
This, I mean, do you think that's a bad idea, getting the military involved? You know,
leaves everyone with a lot more confusion.
Well, actually, I think the military should get involved at this point because right now in New York and in Minnesota and a lot of these blue Democrat cities and states, we're having problems with the riots, and the military is the only way you're going to be able to stop this because you have three elements. You do have the peaceful protesters, which 79%...
The great majority.
Cameraman I saw that the other day.
79%.
Cameraman getting caught up in it.
More elements. You have Antifa.
And this footage here was horrendous.
And you also have the criminal element that just looks for an opportunity to go into a store and loot and rob the store once all the chaos begins. So you have those three elements. So we do need the military.
I'm surprised they're showing that one.
Does the president not have faith in the police force?
Shooting into people's homes.
No, it's just a matter
I think he's had to light them up, didn't he, in the video?
And what the military does is once you put them in place, there's certain areas that
when you give powers to the police like that,
to watch or cover,
they bloody love it, don't they?
Cover certain areas, and then the police
walking through a neighbourhood, being able to take full control and shoot at civilians. Imagine if it was well, I suppose they probably did have real guns, but they were shooting these sort of paint bomb guns, paint bomb bullets at that house.
Situation like this, the best way to handle this is to have a 7 o'clock curfew and quell the violence right away, and then let the peaceful protesters protest during the day.
Let me bring in Dr. Julie Norman into this.
Personally speaking, these lot of fucking idiots. Well, like I say, they should have been out protesting lockdown.
We know that he's a president who
let's all comply to lockdown. Black man gets murdered. Let's all take to the streets and fucking riot and cause chaos.
Because, you know, it seems almost distasteful.
Absolutely stupid.
About the polls later this year, but nonetheless, this is very much what's going on. You know, the response to coronavirus, of course.
What do you think's worst? A black man being killed?
George Floyd's death. This is very much going to be influencing what people do in their
or the coming Bill Gates vaccine that could end up killing and making fucking millions ill. What do you think's worse?
This week, but of course these are going to have a longer effect.
And the choice they made to come out to protest about.
First of all, the National Guard deployment that we saw in some of the states in response to some of those early nights that did include high levels of violence. Those were requests from governors to bring in National Guard members who are members of the reserve. So those are people who are trained and expected to support police forces in that way. That's different than calling for an active military deployment, which is what we heard Trump say a couple of days ago. And so it's that kind of escalatory language that a lot of Democrats in particular, but also
for these people in these this fuggerish behaviour here,
also policy to
they probably don't give a fucking rat's ass over this George Floyd.
So there's many, again, definitely among
Democrats, it's a good excuse
and moderate Republicans
out of the boredom from the lockdown, go out and just act like a fog for a day.
Trump's standing with moderates, but will also continue to galvanize Democrats around this issue.
Ren, when James Mattis made his comments, he said, this situation calls for mature leadership, not inflammatory language. And a YouGov Yahoo survey, recent survey in the States, had 52% of people polled thinking that the president is a racist, compared with 37% who said
fuck me.
I mean,
don't you hate this racism card when it keeps getting springed up?
Standing in the polls come November, do you think?
Well, actually, President Trump has a very strong...
Keep pulling the racism card.
...same base that put him in office in 2016. But as far as damaging him in the polls, I don't...
We've had a shitload of this going on in the UK. Can't say anything unless you're fucking racist. Can't have opinion against anything. You don't like immigration and people coming to your country, flooding your country. Oh, you're racist.
The Russia concept, they work the Ukraine telephone call.
So you can't be opinionated about your country being overtook.
And then Joe Biden just had...
Your class is a racist.
When he talked to the radio announcer about if you're black, you should be voting for me, or he had some statement to that effect. So he had a problem with that also. So right now that's the theme they're going to try to run with this. But President Trump is not a racist.
Let's see what Julie makes of that, because of course President Trump has his base of support.
I still don't know what make out of Trump. I'm on the fence with him.
We're also talking about people perhaps who didn't vote at the last election, and if you
everybody thinking Trump's a saviour.
African American voters in the US, if they are going to get out in enough numbers to support Joe Biden, do you think Joe Biden...
Why did lockdown go ahead then if he's such a good saviour?
Joe Biden's response to all of this so far?
Why are the vaccines still going ahead?
Question right now, and as Ren pointed out, Biden has been a bit uneven on some of his comments about race, including some of the recent gas and...
Why had Trump done out about all these bricks and everything being all
several nights ago
left in stacks on street corners all over the place, ready for these rioters
discussion.
protesting rioters
his voice on this
start
issue
smashing the city up. Who was responsible for that? Why hadn't Trump done something about that?
A lot of the concerns that we're seeing expressed across the United States, but again, in a way that was framed around empathy, around unity, around calmness, and really trying to underscore those factors that made him an appealing candidate to many in the primaries, and that he hopes will make him an appealing candidate
I still think
to many during the
Trump's
general elections as well. The big question, of course,
just
is
one of the
to
puppets,
extent
what
you can translate
every
that
leader
into,
always is.
Policy proposals that will resonate enough with Democrats and with certain Democrats
And I say that because
voters to get them out to the polls in November.
he'd be taken out, wouldn't he?
And Ren, thank you very much for your time today.
If he went against the globalist masters, he'd be taken out.
Meghan Markle has spoken out following the protests over the death of George Floyd. In a video message speaking to the graduating class of her former high school,
I always find these suspicious as well. They always have to have high political figures or people well known to have an opinion.
Because
let's have a fucking backstreet tramp coming on, talking about his opinions on racism. So always got to be someone you know, hasn't it? Who goes on TV or someone famous. Chucking their 2 pence worth in.
Stefan Clark, his life mattered.
Simple reason why, just spin the propaganda.
And I was thinking about this moment when I was a sophomore in high school.
Got a good point there. I mean, why don't they go down a back alley, wake a fucking tramp up and see if he's got any views on racism?
For graduating. And I remember my teacher at the time, one of my teachers.
Oh no, you've got to have someone like this on spinning the shit.
Always remember to put others' needs above your own fears.
The Duchess of Sussex. Demonstrations have taken place around the world in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter protests in the US. Rich Preston has been looking at the...
Yeah, white lives matter too. Just uploaded a video late last night of a white man being beat to the floor by a black man. But Black Lives Matter, done it, eh?
Calling for justice for George Floyd. Before marching towards Westminster and gathering outside the Houses of Parliament. It was an image mirrored across Europe, here in Finland, where thousands chanted George Floyd's last words and sending their message.
I can't breathe, God, man.
The way that everyone showed up today, and especially in a...
I can't breathe. How many of them are fucking stood there with masks on? Fucking retards, man. I can't breathe, I can't breathe. You can't breathe, you've got a fucking mask on your face, you daft cunts.
Condemning racism and calling for justice to be done.
They've had a mask on the face for the past 2 months, not surprised they can't fucking breathe.
Decrying racism of all kinds.
Look, I can't breathe, look at them all, a mask on. Take your mask off then. Then you will be able to breathe. Get some fucking natural oxygen.
It's vital to stand up.
Fresh air.
Not just here in Germany, but all over the world. The most that we can do here is show solidarity with the people over there, and to go out on the streets and show them that they're not alone.
Look at that, I can't breathe. How pathetic is that? What a joke that looks like. You've got a mask on and he says on it, I can't breathe on a mask.
Protesters threw stones at police who responded.
Fucking, what a joke. Tell you something, that is laughing stock, that is, isn't it?
Legalised discrimination in the form of apartheid is, for many, within living memory.
God.
Messages of unity and solidarity.
Can these people not think logically with a brain?
Show some kind of support, and
I'll just write I can't breathe on my fucking face mask.
that we know is not right.
What started out as a seemingly innocuous call to police...
A bit like putting your head in a fucking vice, isn't it? And saying winding it up, saying I can't fucking think.
Pouring of emotion. Fucking
hell.
Not just in the city where it happened.
Oh my fucking lord.
The world. BBC News.
Has logic vanished altogether out of people's minds in these days, or what?
Which would make it illegal to show disrespect to the Chinese national anthem. The bill
that's got me now, that has today.
Critics see this as the latest sign of Beijing's tightening.
I wonder if we can forget about this one today now.
People in Hong Kong are set to hold a candlelit vigil to commemorate the 31st anniversary of the Tiananmen Square crackdown when Chinese troops killed pro-democracy demonstrators in Beijing. China will allow foreign airlines currently blocked from operating in the country to resume limited flights from Monday as it loosens coronavirus restrictions on travel. All arriving passengers will be tested for COVID-19. The move comes after Washington threatened to suspend all flights by Chinese airlines into and out of the US from the 16th of June. Robin Brandt has more from Shanghai.
This is a slight easing, a very slight easing of China's very stringent restrictions on air travel coming into the country. I mean, it's been pretty much non-existent for months now. There are...
I said to somebody...
I mean, this city and certain parts of Europe and other parts of the world...
On Monday, because our restrictions got eased slightly, didn't you? You can meet more people apparently on Monday. Said to somebody, I said, oh, apparently the virus is... Harvard virus is gone overnight. I said, can you believe it? He said, what? I said, yeah, it's gone overnight, virus has. I says, just think about it. I said, 2 minutes before 12 o'clock Sunday, you were in shitloads of danger, you couldn't meet many people. 2 minutes after 12 o'clock, when it become Monday, you allow me more people.
Coming from the Chinese
how'd you get that?
Authorities, they're also going to be
that is simply the logic of this so-called virus.
To increase their flights from 1 a week.
You're in danger Sunday. You're in less danger Monday.
And prove that all the passengers on
within, like,
don't have,
as an example, a 2 metre gap.
For that disease over
Do you get me, folks?
a week continuous period. I mean, we're seeing, you know, Japanese government and
that's how stupid all this is.
Germans, maybe even the British as well, in weeks to come, organise chartered flights. There have been plenty of chartered flights. In the
meet less people Saturday.
US, bringing Chinese
meet more people Sunday.
But in terms of flights, this
meet less people Sunday.
Some kind of return to business.
Meet more people Monday. No logic is there in that.
Hello, this is BBC News with me, Anita McVeigh. The headlines. A new prime suspect in the search for British girl Madeleine McCann, who disappeared in Portugal.
That's the news.
The German sex offender is the focus of the international...
Make of it what you will, just like I do.
Travelling in the area in this camper van at the time Madeleine vanished 13 years ago.
Soak it up like a sponge if you're one of them.
Former Defence Secretary James Mattis over his threat to use troops to end the protests sweeping the United States. The Duchess of Sussex speaks of her own experience of racism in the...
If you're a fool, go out, get your mask on.
Minneapolis.
The only wrong thing to
There's a new logo for you. Draw on your mask. I can't breathe.
Floyd's life matters.
I look like one of the biggest fucking morons walking this fucking streets.
Cooperation when he hosts the vaccine summit in London. And Prince Charles talks about being affected by coronavirus, saying he got away lightly.
He's got away lightly with a lot, fucking Charles has.